Hello, we are in Algebra 2 on Chapter 6, Section 6, Function Operations. Very quickly, I'm going to go over our objectives today is to add, subtract, multiply, and divide functions, and also to find the composite of two functions, composite, excuse me. What we're going to notice here is that we have always talked about multiplying, adding, subtracting, dividing polynomials. Well, this is a lot like that in Algebra 1, except we're going to add some notation to it. The notation now is function notation. And when we talk about functions, we're going to talk about f plus g of x, and that's equal to the function f of x plus the function g of x. And then the same thing for subtraction. F minus g of x is equal to f of x minus g of x. And f times g of x is equal to f of x times the g of x. And then we have the division, which is f over g of x is equal to f of x divided by the g of x. And g of x cannot equal 0. Looking at our first problem, it says let f of x equal 4x plus 7 and g of x equal radical x plus x. What are f plus g and f minus g? So when we look at this, we're going to start with our notation, and that is f plus g of x, and that's equal to the f of x plus g of x. And we know f of x here is 4x plus 7. And g of x is equal to radical x plus x. All right, and here there's nothing to do but add all these individual terms. So I'm going to look for like terms, and we have a 4x and an x. So adding those, it's going to be a 5x. And then there's nothing common between these two terms, so we'll just put them in standard form. Plus radical x plus 7. So my f plus g of x is equal to 5x plus radical x plus 7. Now when we subtract these, we're going to do it the same way, except we're going to use subtraction. So it's going to be f minus g of x is equal to f of x minus g of x. And the order matters here. So whatever order they are to begin with, keep everything in that order throughout this equation. So now we're going to get our f of x, which was 4x plus 7. Put each function in parentheses, and that will help you keep everything straight, minus our g of x, which is radical x plus x. Now, I've always taught when adding, subtracting polynomials and such, I've always taught my students to distribute this across to our polynomial here on the right. And so what we are literally doing is flipping the signs on the inside and changing our sign to add. All right, so we end up with 4x plus 7 plus a negative radical x minus x. So I'm going to erase that plus sign. And now combine terms. We've got a 4x minus x, which is 3x minus radical x plus 7. And that's our answer.